This was offered to me by one of my subscribers. He said, that whole argument that they can sue you in court because you deprived them of their rights, that's kind of stupid. And I thought, yeah, you're right. It is kind of stupid. In fact, it's so stupid, why not make it stupid sovereign citizen argument number 2? So get ready. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
All right, now, here's what happens. Now, keep in mind, they don't use this against judges quite as much as they do against cops, right? So they get pulled over by the police and the police officer is trying to talk to them, and of course they drag it out like crazy. And at some point they want to implement a fee schedule, probably $10,000 an hour for every hour that you keep them there. And of course, they're dragging everything out on purpose anyway, but that's beside the point. So what's wrong with this argument? I mean, after all, if you've been causing them some trouble, they should get compensated, correct? Well, there's a few problems with it. And of course, the biggest one is jurisdiction. You know that they've been spending the last half hour talking about how you don't have jurisdiction over them. So how are you going to sue me? In a court? Oh, wait a minute. How can you prove that the court has jurisdiction over any of us? You have to have jurisdiction for you to sue, and I have to have jurisdiction for me to be sued. So how does that work? I mean, if you sue me, and I'm a cop, right? I'm just going to say, well, have you presented the prosecutor with any evidence that you have jurisdiction over me? And if you don't, well, then why am I here? Now you might think, oh, now come on, Johnny Walker Dread, that's so mean and cruel. Surely there must be some recourse for them, right? After all, you wrote them a ticket for speeding, and while you were writing them the ticket, it took for a long time, and their time is worth a lot of money, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, if there's anybody out there whose time is worth money, it's sovereign citizens. So there must be some recourse, and there is. Okay, here it is. You can tell the sovereign citizen that you can sue me in your court. Yeah. I mean, after all, you have your own court system, right? They always have this court system of their own in mind. And so you can simply tell them, well, look, I mean, if you really feel like you have been harmed and you need recourse, then sue me in your court. Oh, and by the way, I'll make it easy for you. I won't even show up. And that way you win by default. You can't get a better victory than that, right? The opponent doesn't even show up. But there is one small teensy problem. If you win, you're going to have a hard time collecting. Now, I don't have that problem in a regular court. You see, in a regular court, if I win, I can have the sheriffs go after your money, your property, and all that because they carry authority and lots of guns. Okay? Now, you guys might have some guns, but you don't have any authority. So if you want to come out to my property and try to collect, you might get your ass shot off. So that kind of creates a problem for you. So you can have your own court system and you can declare as many victories as you want. Unfortunately, you can't collect on any of them, at least not legally. If you go try, you're going to go to prison. And oh, by the way, the people who are going to go after you to throw you in prison do have the authority. Oh, and by the way, there's another problem with suing a police officer: qualified immunity. You're not going to be able to get around that. Oh, I know that sovereign citizens always say, well, qualified immunity doesn't cover you because you're violating my rights. Doesn't matter. It still covers the cop. I mean, for qualified immunity to not cover the cop, well, that's a pretty high bar, right? I mean, qualified immunity doesn't cover all circumstances, but it's a pretty high bar to jump. So ultimately, the officer is not scared that you're going to take him to court and he's going to lose his house and his car and his dog. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, it's a dumb argument. quit using it. Nobody takes it seriously, and you're not scaring anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and play here a little window breaking. One of my subscribers says, you know, it'd be great if we could see more window breaking. And I figured, well, why not? That sounds kind of fun.
Now he's interfering with the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So.
Officer, we would like to leave right now.
You don't comply. Do you understand?
Am I free to go? Are we... Officer, you just destroyed my window.
Very, very observant. I'm sure that the officer did not know that until you told him. He's like going, oh man, he's saying that I destroyed his window.
Yeah, you had 4 opportunities and you were given a warning. Turn off the car.
Another car.
Oh, dude, man, if you're going to get out voluntarily, why didn't you do that before so you could have saved a window? If they're going to break your window and smash it to pieces, go down fighting. Hell no, I'm not getting out. Make it to where they have to tase you to get you out of the car. Otherwise, you just threw away a whole bunch of money for nothing. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.